and worms have consumed them, but not for love. If I were a woman, I would kiss as many of you as had beards that pleased me, complexions that liked me, and breaths that I defied not. And I am sure, as many of you as have good beards, good faces, and sweet breaths, will for my kind offer, when I make curtsy, bid me farewell. Yes, I had to turn to acting to support myself. Prime Minister Gladstone was kind enough to tutor me in elocution. And when I took to the London stage, it seemed that everyone loved me, but perhaps only because they thought the prince loved me. And I was always looking for that one great love to sustain and inspire me. Edward seemed more in love with his bottles and his gambling tables. And the prince was a good friend, but a bit of a pretender. And Arthur Jones from Jersey, yes, perhaps Arthur. How many times can you love with all your heart? How many times can that love pull you apart? It always seems so real. You know just what you feel. You know that all of the secrets are in his eyes. Where can you put it where all that love can stay? Locked in the arms of a secret night and day. Don't try to find the key. Cherish the mystery. If you don't try like a bird, it won't fly away. Today is for love. Today is for lovers. Today, just today, is for real. So live in love's smile today for a while. Forget what tomorrow may bring. Just keep the secret wrapped up in paper dreams. Don't try to guess whether love is all it seems. Look in his eyes and see heaven's eternity. Locked in his arms, dream your dreams. Dream a dream for me. My precious little girl was born in Paris, France. If you ask the social know-it-alls, the child had at least 5 fathers. But of course, that wasn't true. You remember Arthur of Jersey? Well, I never forgot, and I never stopped loving him. Although history tends to keep our secret. The prince had a lovely house built for me in Bournemouth, and I had written under the balcony, "They say what say they, let them say." I stayed there with my little Jean-Marie as long as possible. But it was not considered appropriate for an actress to be a mother, particularly when the child was of questionable parentage. So very soon I had to send little Jean-Marie to Jersey to be raised by my parents. They taught her to call me Auntie, and she never learned the truth until she was a teenager. I don't believe she ever forgave me, and I never forgave myself. Perhaps that was the one sweet love I missed most. They never let me love you. They never let me show how much I care. They never let me love you. And day by day I tried, but didn't dare show you how much I yearned to love you day by day. They never let me love you. They never let me show how much I care. They never let me love you. And day by day I tried, but didn't dare show you how much I yearned to love you day by day. What happened? Where did it go? The times that we could find to share, could find to know. And where were you? The times I longed to tell you all I wanted to. I wanted you. They never let me love you. They never let me show how much I care. They never let me love you. And all the time I tried, but didn't dare show you how much I yearned to love you. Show you how much I yearned to love you day by day. Day by America became my escape. Oscar Wilde met me in New York with roses, and I fell in love with a country that seemed to fall in love with me. And I fell in love with a young bachelor, Freddie Gebhardt. How I wanted to become an American and start life all over again with Freddie. Hey, you gorgeous hunk of guy, you don't even have to try to win my heart. Offer me a piece of sky, I don't want to just you promise that we never will part. Give me time to look at you, give me just a life or two to share your dreams. Give me time to look at you, give me just a life or two to share your schemes. I just want to hold you tight, feel you breathing in the night and have you near. somehow just to hold your hand takes my fears and worries and makes me know it's all right. Give me time to look at you. Give me just a life or two to share your dreams. Give me time to look at you. Give me just a life or two to share your schemes. And Freddie and I fell in love together all over again, with beautiful California and with a lovely valley, Gwinnett Valley, where vineyards reached way up to the skies behind Mount St. Helena. There we resolved to raise thoroughbred horses and make the greatest wine in the country. What a dream! Happiness is one small vineyard, joyfulness is maybe two. Just to see our vineyards growing shows me miracles come true. Somewhere in the sky is shining one great sun that smiles at me. Somewhere all the seeds I'm sowing smile up to eternity. Tell me the secret, I know it's true. Nobody knows why the sky is blue. Nobody knows why a song is in my heart. Sing a song of vines and vineyards. Sing a song of dreams come true. Maybe one small secret's knowing. Maybe I love you. I will never forget that first spring and the rich fall harvest. The apple trees blossom in springtime, the pear and the quince and the oak. The orchards and vineyards are welcoming the sunbeams and dreams they evoke. Green, green is our valley, green is the bud on the vine. Springtime has touched all the lakes and the hills with promises sweet and divine, with promises sweet and divine. In Gwinnett the vineyards are dreaming of clusters of fruit rich and fine, of glories a Bacchus has seldom known to grow in the heaven of wine. Beautiful is our valley, beautiful is the vine. Come the harvest, the gift is ours, the gift of elegant wine, the gift of elegant wine. But paradise is made in heaven, not on earth. A terrible train wreck destroyed all of the horses we were bringing from the East Coast. And then my acting career took me to Chicago and Boston and New York, and farther away from Gwinnett Valley, the paradise that Freddie and I liked to call our own. Not that Freddie minded going on tour with me. He rather liked my rail car, the Lillie, bright blue with golden lilies. I believe Lillie meant flirt in Sanskrit or something like that. And he also enjoyed going on tour with me. But above all, he enjoyed the company of the girls in the singing and dancing ensembles. Freddie and I grew farther and farther apart. I wrote him a song, and I wrote it in French, my second native tongue. After all, Freddie was the all-American boy. I wrote in French, perhaps so he wouldn't completely understand me. Qu'est-ce que tu penses, mon amour? Quelle distance, mon amour? Pourquoi laisses-tu les mois entre nous? Ton silence, mon amour, est ta réponse, mon amour? Il n'y a guère que la vide, c'est tout. Prenons-nous tout du ciel et du monde syrien. Prenons-nous de la vie si belle. N'attends pas pour toujours, les jours prennent leur cours. On laisse courir le lait, le miel. Mon amour, je t'attends, réponds-moi, je t'attends. Tu pourrais me donner tout douceur. Viens à moi maintenant, n'attends pas si longtemps. Tu demeures pour toujours, mon amour. Pour toujours, well, not Freddie. Forever was far too long. Edward Langtry granted me a divorce shortly before he died. By that time, Freddie was long gone. And I married Hugo de Bath, perhaps too quickly, but in a rush of emotion and the desire for a new life. And I married him in Jersey in St. Xavier's Church, where I had married Edward years before. And just as Reggie refused to come to my wedding to Edward, so did my darling daughter refuse to see me wed to Hugo. Life is a jamboree, bits of broken pottery. Pick them up and glue it tight, and it could last another night. Fill it up with dreams and fun, and set it in the sun for one who's somebody just like you. Give me a chance or two. Kiss me once, kiss me twice. Don't give me your sage advice. Love me tender, love me true, and I'll take care of you. Well, maybe I'll take care of you. Hugo and I had some very good years. After all, Hugo made me a lady when his father died and he became the Lord Hugo de Bath. I became the Lady Lillie Langtry de Bath. And the century turned, and the prince became a king. In 1906, I sold my Gwennock property, and in 1910, both the king and Freddie Gaypart died. I told Somerset Maugham that Freddie Gaypart was a great man because I loved him. In 1917, I gave a last really triumphant performance in New Orleans in a piece called Ashes, which was really vaudeville. And somewhere along the line, I visited a town in Texas called Langtry, reputedly named after me by a certain Judge Roy Bean. And then something extraordinary happened to help give shape to all those bits and pieces one calls a life. My darling daughter came to visit me, and she brought my granddaughter Mary, and I hugged Mary for the very first time. Mon mignon, tu es beau, dans ton petit bassin, je caresse à nouveau tes cheveux. Toi petit de ma vie, tous les jours quand tu ris, tout le ciel, toute la terre sont amour. Toi mon bien, toi mon songe, comme je t'aime, toi mon ange, toi mon âme, mon orgueil, mon bijou. And I gave little Mary a bicycle. And then it really became time for me to retire to Monaco, to a chateau there, which I called the Lillie. There I wrote my memoirs, and I tended my garden until 1929, when I walked into the shadows and the silence and the starlight. Memories of silver and gold, memories are dreams growing old. What did she wear? What did he say? I couldn't swear that it was that way. Ribbons, photographs, hats and confetti just for laughs. Time dusted off of a paper doll, a worn-out corsage from an opera ball. Fragrances, faded ink, ticket stubs of green and pink. Baby's bib, baby's shoe, Raggedy Ann all dressed in blue. Where do memories hide themselves till one day they fall from the shelves, gathered again up from the floor, till those memories are no to get back to Earth. Hurry! I'll just pretend I'm taking a casual walk. I thought I'd take a walk around the city block, around that little world I used to know. I stopped right at your door, don't even know what for, but something in me had to say hello. It seemed like yesterday yesterday. I couldn't even say where all the time had gone since I was here. But something stopped my hand from ringing for you there. I don't know what it was. Maybe a tear. All of these moments are eternal. I am eternally telling this story, eternally taking this walk, eternally burping, and eternally throwing this star way up into the heavens to sit just to the left of Venus. You can see it in the morning and in the evening. You have only to look and listen to the star. If I were a woman, I would kiss as many of you as had beards that pleased me, complexions that liked me, and breaths that I defied not. And I am sure as many of you as have good beards, good faces, and sweet breaths will, for my kind offer, when I make curtsy, bid me farewell. Lily's a knockout, Lily's a dream, Lily's a dish full of peaches and cream. How can I tell you, oh, near and far, that Lily is a star? Thank you for making those moments flee. Thanks. I enjoyed your company. So farewell and goodbye. Thank you all for new